Here we go. We are live. We are live. We are live. Let's go. Let's go. Once again, appreciate y'all for stopping through.
She asked if she could see what's in the vault, Told her I could show you my collection if you want, If you got the time, I could show you how it's done. Get you anything you like, baby, we could run it up. Baby,
Once
we could
again,
run
this is
it
the
up.
live stream. It's live. Remember the repost for the giveaway today. Appreciate y'all.
Show you my collection if you want.
Yo. What's up? I want to welcome everyone to the space right now. Thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all. If you haven't done so, please remember repost the live stream. We will be doing another giveaway today, and that is the first qualification in order to win a repost of the live stream, which is pinned at the top. Thank you everyone for coming through. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-hosts E-Boogie, Drop, RXH, and together we're bringing a little something we like to call the Comic Shop, where we review comics on a weekly basis with you, the community. So thank you for coming through. Appreciate y'all. And without further ado, let's kick this off. How y'all doing? Prop.
I guess I'm the only one on the mic, yo.
What's good, bro? What's
I
good?
got rugged before. I don't know how. It might have been my VPN. Something kicked me out, but yeah, I just got back. Yeah, yo. What's up?
What's good?
What's up, bud? What's
None
up,
was
man?
good. Chilling.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo.
Nothing crazy.
How's the summer? What's going on?
I'm hitting the gym, so when Comic-Con come, I might be Luke Cage out there. Just have to cut
yeah?
your hair. Yeah, look a little
You hitting the
Aki.
gym?
Look a
Yeah.
little
All right,
Aki.
yeah,
I'm
me too.
back.
You know what I've been doing too? I've been hooping.
What's that?
I'm back.
Jump shot pure?
Yeah, it's getting I'm like I feel like my shot is I'm still shooting a couple of air balls, but you know
You're not
when it's
24/7 balling, so it's a little different. Yeah, air ball.
yeah
About 3 air balls is acceptable. You know what I mean?
actually I shot 3 air balls yesterday, maybe like 3 or 4. But you know when you get to that place where it's either it's going in or it's an air ball, like
Of course.
that's where I'm at now.
Of course, because then a couple more weeks, just none of them airballing. So I mean, you're on the right path.
It's one extreme to the other.
I ain't lying.
Either,
I ain't been balling, but I didn't need all that last time we was balling. So I was like,
nah, you
I
definitely
lace them
did
up,
it. You started
lace
cooking.
them up one
You started
time, and I could
you
still
started
shoot and
leading
all
into
that.
the niggas like
Yeah. I mean,
you
I still count on it. I think if I just keep the health up, and I think when it's time to roll a ball out, it's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I mean, if we all go on a Comic-Con, we might have to get another run.
oh yeah, now we definitely doing that.
Yeah,
And I got the
bring.
gym out here. I can get
Oh,
my boy can get one in. I can get one in. So that's already 2. And then like a day, I think like a day pass is like maybe like $25 or 30 or something like that. So,
yeah.
bro,
So it's going
we
down.
gonna be in there.
We just got get everybody on. We in there then. We in there then.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Part two. Y'all playing the game? Because last time, what did y'all play? 21 or
Nah, well actually, not. Yo,
what did
did
y'all
we
do?
play
What did y'all
21
run?
for a little while? I
Yeah,
think we did.
you and Max is going at it for a minute. Then I came, I got one in, and then we went to the
Yeah,
other gym and we was getting some runs in. But we got to
yeah.
come with a full squad. Because we was doing our thing. But then we had that one dude on our team that was just he
Yeah.
was wilding. He was that chunky dude. He was wilding. But it's all good.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
weren't
good.
ready. You weren't ready. Yeah.
Oh man, that's what's up. Cool. So, actually, real quick before I jump into that, let me just say what's up to X real quick. If he's
X, yeah.
available. Yeah, X, what's good, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, I think
He might
was
still
good.
be commuting.
Yeah,
All right.
Still.
So let's do this. Once again, for everyone in the space, this is a visual experience. So feel free to check the live stream pinned at the top. Yo, this is killing me. Hold on. All right, let me see if this fixes it. Feel free to check the live stream at the top, so you can see as we go through the review of the comic. You can see the art and everything. Also, too, for everyone on different platforms, letting y'all know what this is. If you're a fan of comic books, this is the Comic Shop. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we review modern comics live in real time with you, our fellow comic book enthusiasts. So if you read the comic and you want to come up and join in the conversation, feel free to send up that request, and you can weigh in and even put in a score for the overall review. So also, too, if you haven't noticed, with the Veve Comics is a digital platform where you can purchase the newest comics from brands such as Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and more. You can purchase read-only standard editions, or you can upgrade to a limited edition with your chance to grab a rare variant cover. Those feature different capabilities such as AR, the ability to display it in augmented reality, and the ability to sell it on the secondary market. So, if you want to take your digital collecting to the next level, Veve Comics is where it's at. Or visit vv.me for more digital collectibles from them. So, you guys can check that out on your own time. But today, we got Ultimate Spider Man 4 that we're covering. Um, I don't know. What's you guys' initial thoughts on this?
Two. It's a two.
Yo, you can't throw out the
Chat,
score yet. Can't throw out
chat,
the score
Nah,
yet,
nah,
chat,
bro.
nah, nah,
chat.
nah. Joking. I kid.
So, but what do you? Oh wait, hold on, no. I don't want it to be that loud. That's too loud. That's too loud. That's too loud. I'm bugging. All right, that's better. All right. So yeah, so initial thoughts without going too much into like spoilers because we're gonna dive into the discussion. But just off top, what did you guys think of it without throwing a number at it?
Nah. I think it was more than one, more the most the most interesting book for me thus far. With actually not a lot happening. It feels like one scene just thoroughly fleshed out to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed thinking about what was going on in the scenes and like kind of ad libbing in my own space. But you know, I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it. But definitely a good one. I'll say that.
Okay. Cool. Anybody else want to weigh in?
Yeah. Um, yeah. Just because it was the most interesting doesn't mean that it was the best or that it was great. You know what I mean? But definitely interesting. Um, so I agree with that. You know, definitely interesting. Um, and I think, like we kind of already knew, this was gonna be like when we get into like the fourth and fifth episode, that's when China is gonna start settling into um, something more interesting. The familiarity with the characters is there. You're starting to kind of develop some sort of like foresight and vision of where you're going. So I think that's kind of like what the episode feels like. Just an initial thought.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Um, X, are you available? All right. So let's dive into it. Yo, this is so weird, and I hear the playback too on the thing, but let me jump into it. So it opens up. So last time, right when we were with Peter, he discovered him and what's his name, Harry, right? They discovered their secret identities. Well, technically, Harry discovered Peter's identity, and then Harry just let him, know who he was. So now it's kind of like, I guess, the meetup between the two families, Peter and his wife, and Harry and his wife, and you kind of see like even it's you see how Peter and Mary Jane are a little bit uncomfortable, right, stepping into this restaurant, and that kind of theme plays on right throughout this comic. But they feel out of place. They almost got the boot from going into the restaurant, and then they name drop Harry's name, and they get let in. So Harry pulls up, and they kind of have this exchange, and it's funny because Harry and Mary Jane have like this back and forth too, where he kind of makes a joke saying like Peter is always talking and going back to ride or die Mary Jane, right? But how Peter's always talking to about you, you won't shut up about you. She's like, well, that's what some people call love, and he kind of does the same thing and throws it back at her. Where what does he say? She's talking about the job, and sometimes she talks about like how terrified she is, and doesn't realize, I guess, getting caught up in emotions, and he throws it back like, well, some people call that being excited. So you see this little back and forth between Harry and Mary Jane, and she kind of like nods at Peter like, oh, I like him, which is interesting, knowing the 616 dynamic, right? Because in the regular universe, Mary Jane and Harry did have a relationship, right? And then when Harry pulls up with his wife, that kind of like makes it more interesting because his wife is Gwen Stacy in this universe, who's also someone that Peter had a relationship in the mainline story. So I thought, just going off the top, like this conversation, like introducing this conversation or what's about to happen, this breakdown, I thought this was interesting. Harry and Gwen Stacy as a couple, Peter and Mary Jane as a couple, and this is very dialogue heavy. It's a very dialogue heavy book, but just setting up the parts, I thought was interesting how they're doing this. What did you guys think?
Yeah, same. But that was my whole point. Was like I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, yo, are they about to basically switch? Like, you know what I mean? Because we know what it is, but I can't get my mind off the fact that that's really his. Like, that switch was supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we know what happens with Gwen Stacy and everything, but like, it's just still like that weird, like, and I guess the best word, like how we said to describe it, is interesting, because it's just like, wow, like, you just, wow, the whole time I'm like, is there gonna be like a later love interest that messes this up? So here I am, like, ad libbing, just trying to think of different possibilities that could. And I'm like, how does this relationship stay clean? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because we know what this really was supposed to be. But I get it, that's another universe. But that's just me and the way I'm thinking as I'm going through it. Like, wow, I can't believe they really just flip flopped them like that and made it just like seamless. Like they don't know that this happened, obviously, and from this universe. But yeah, for me, it was a little, like you said, interesting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, Prop X, did you guys want to weigh in just on how it kicks things off?
Yeah, no, I think the dynamic is really interesting. It definitely feels like the kind of writing you would expect for like a real drama. And
Hmm.
obviously, like, if you're a fan, you follow all this stuff. I mean, I've loosely followed Spider-Man stories, so I kind of know the dynamic of what's happening. But to me, and like, I think people are paying attention to stuff happening with the women, but I think it's really interesting, the dynamic between Harry and Peter. For me, I
Hmm.
think like as maybe like the second or third most interesting thing about it. To me, is kind of like the most interesting, or the thing to keep an eye on. And I think by the end of the story, I think that's something that people are looking forward to see what happens. Obviously with other stuff too, but yeah, that's just initially. I just think it's really interesting how they're interacting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I want to you know what? I want to do this real quick just for people that may, cuz I know we've been covering the ultimate storyline for a minute, but for anyone that may be jumping in new and they may not know the background, this kind of like little paragraph blurb at the beginning does do a good job in breaking down as far as history. So, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it just for people new jumping in, and this will probably give you guys a little bit more insight of what's been going on in this specific Ultimate Universe. So Here we go. 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting young Peter Parker. He likewise prevented the creation of any other superhero and formed a secret council to rule the world from the shadows. 3 months ago, Tony Stark sent Peter, now a married father of two, the same radioactive spider, along with the Picotech suit and the warning of the Maker's Council. The spider's bite gifted Peter's incredible powers, and he used it as an aid uh, to aid a masked vigilante called the Green Goblin against an assassin sent by Wilson Fisk, an agent of the Maker's Council. However, Green Goblin was able to take control of Peter's Picotech suit and expose his identity, but he also revealed himself as Harry Osborn, the billionaire heir of Oscorp Industries. So that's pretty much where we are right now, and it's the dinner. Now, here's one thing, and I think it's Jonathan Hickman that did this too. The writing in this I thought was really good because the fact that you didn't really have much going on is really just dialogue, but it's more of like cerebral, right? Because you see Harry and even Gwen too trying to understand Peter, and some of the questions that they ask are personal, but I can honestly say maybe like Peter and Mary Jane started this, right? Because one of the first questions that they ask, because they're talking about family, right? And one of the questions that they ask is, "Oh, you have kids?" And Gwen Stacy's response is kind of like, no, it's something that she thinks about, but is considering, but they haven't, you know, decided to do it yet or not. And then Peter goes and asks, well, he doesn't ask, but he's like says, well, it's the best thing ever. What's the holdup? Which, I mean, granted, is a very like prying question anyway. Um, but then you get, but Harry answers that as far as with obviously the state of the world, and I like that actual panel. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. It's the introduction of Gwen Stacy. That panel, with the shadowy side of his face when he's talking about as far as the state of the world, because it kind of gives, to me, it gives a window into the future as far as his dark outlook on life, right? And probably the way and the way that he's going about his superheroing. And I feel at some point they're going to be at odds against each other, right? Peter and Harry, they're destined enemies, right? Spider-Man and Green Goblin. So I think that may be the thing. I think it might be Harry's outlook on the world, that's a lot more rigid, a lot more darker. That may be the thing that puts them at odds. But but right now everyone is cool, and they have some more dialogue talking about as far as even with the business that that they're setting up, or that Mary Jane is helping to set up with what's his name, J. Jonah Jameson and Ben Parker, and you see her almost light up with talking about it. But for you guys, what did you guys kind of like get or gather from this exchange, this initial exchange? What did anything stand out to you guys, or anything like in the writing seem interesting? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So
We here.
off the beginning, did anything like stand out to you guys? Like the initial start of the dinner, the conversation.
I wouldn't say it was super interesting in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. To me, it didn't start getting interesting until um, when I started talking about the paper. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so I think the beginning is just like kind of okay. I didn't really grab onto a lot of the dialogue early on, but that's
Okay.
just me.
I feel you. I feel you. I think X, are you good? All right. So speaking of the paper, right? That's pretty much the next part. So Mary Jane is obviously excited when they start talking about it, and she wants to reveal the name. And right before she does that, it flips to a different scene. It flips the scene of J. Jonah Jameson and and Ben, and that's actually where they reveal the name in the comic through them. And they say that it's going to be the paper, and J. Jonah Jameson naturally, like, he doesn't really like anything, but it's better than it being something like spelled incorrectly, like PAPR. Uh, the son, I think the son is cool with it, but I do notice how defensive May is, because when he kind of like bashes the name, who ultimately is probably came from her mom, right? She pretty much bluntly asks, like, "All right, is he gonna leave soon?" So she's not feeling J. Jonah Jameson. But that's when we find out what the name of it, and it's more so, I guess, kind of like, even though it's not going to be in print, it'll be digital, but it's kind of like that play on. Um, you know, attracting an audience that may be more familiar with print, something familiar with them. Then it goes back to the dinner. Did you want to say anything in regards to the name? I know you mentioned that before I go to the next scene.
Nah, we can move on.
Okay, all right. So from there, which we call it, they're talking more, and they get into the conversation of, as far as goals, with what to do with this company. And here's where, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, Gwen Stacy is thinking deep on this, because she's pointing out how the Daily Bugle, the story that they're covering is of Spider-Man, right? But the angle that they're covering it is all wrong. She's saying that, all right, they're covering this mass vigilante, but they're not covering why he exists in the first place. Why is there a need? What's the issue? And if he's a villain, okay, but if he's a good guy, it may be even more worrisome, because why? What's wrong with the world that someone has to do this? Feel that they have to do this? Um, so you can see, as far as her wheels turning and her thinking deeply, as far as even just the ins and outs when it comes to media and what's being portrayed in the media. And we'll find out a little bit later, as far as also why she thinks a little bit so deep into it. But that kind of like, she ultimately says, well, you should lend your talents to your uncle and Jake Joint Jameson. Why are you working for the Bugle? And well, he says first off that he can't do it because he works for the Bugle, and then she's like, well, with that type of attitude, you always will. So you can see already they're kind of like already on board with what Ben and J. Jonah Jameson are doing. And this kind of ties in also too with what Harry was doing and ultimately trying to destroy the Kingpin, right, as the Green Goblin. Um, did you guys want to weigh on anything on that? And shout out Sharky in the crowd. Hold on, X is coming back. Oh, Bug is let me invite Bug.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what's good? What's up, bro?
Yo, my bad, man. It's always like when it's showtime, things come up. So I've been stuck at work, stuff going on. Then I had some technical difficulties. Y'all couldn't hear me. I got a lot to say about this book.
Awesome, awesome. Did you hear what we've been saying so far, or are you kind of jumping in now?
Yeah, I've been listening. Last thing I heard was naming of the paper with Jay Jonah and Uncle Ben. I just wanted to say really quick, I really didn't like how they were drawn
Hmm.
in this particular book.
I did notice the art change, but you're breaking up a little bit, X.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Copy. Yeah, so I don't know. This book was definitely interesting. It also, for me, it just felt like a like a part B You know what I mean? Like it like I understand the conversation, and I think it is important, but it felt a little bit like a
You're cutting out again. X.
yo.
Okay, I got you.
I'm still sounding crazy
I think it's better now. Just keep talking. I'll let you know if it sounds if it starts rugging.
to me. Um, it was just kind of weird. Like I definitely liked swaggy Peter Parker looked like, just continuing his fits. Um,
Hmm.
I felt like the whole Gwen Stacy thing was like a little bit like they kind of like was like a shock when she came in
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't know if you guys talked about that,
Hmm.
but I wonder like what caused her and Peter not to know each other in this version.
Mm, that's a good point. That's a good point. I had
You
mentioned
know
that
what I'm saying?
it's an interesting switch up because you it starts off with a kind of like a back and forth banter between Harry and Mary Jane, which they were a couple in 616, and then you revealed that that Harry's wife is what's her name, Gwen Stacy, who was in a relationship with Peter. So it's like a weird, I guess, what is it, a love square
Yeah,
that they
it was
don't
like the tone,
recognize yet.
like the tone was kind of weird, right? Like a
Hmm.
little bit. It's like, well, I will say too, it is a double date, and it's kind of like an intro. Like they don't really know each other, so it is awkward. And I feel like they landed that awkwardness, but I don't know. I felt a little um I didn't know how to like feel about like everything. Like it was still cool to read it, but it just felt a little bit like a tangent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
but as we go through it, I definitely do think it's gonna tie into some stuff. Like you said, like I think this kind of like built a little bit of tension, but
Hmm.
and not in a way where it was like I don't think anything was that was said was bad between the characters. It was just a little awkward. Like I felt the awkwardness of like all of them.
Yeah.
But I kind of really like it really does reassure Peter and Mary Jane's relationship, which I did like a lot
Well,
with
it
all
also
the
didn't.
interact.
It also didn't help that they were asking very intrusive questions. Like, and I mentioned this before. Like, all right, I guess Peter and Mary Jane started off the back with as far as asking about kids and
Emoji,
how come
now
they're not.
you kind of breaking up a little bit, bro. It seems
Oh.
like it's
Now,
the
now you
audio's coming through
clear.
Gregory.
Hmm.
Now you clear. Now you clear for me, emoji.
I'm clear for you.
Yeah, you clear for me.
Oh, X. Yeah, it might be your X.
Is
Am I
Prop
messed
talking?
up?
Because I can't hear Prop.
Yeah, prop was talking. It might be your thing. X, do you want to dip down and come back?
All right, I'm gonna drop down. I'll come back.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. All right. But yeah. So like, hold on. Let me let X come back before I make this point. But yeah, man. Prop.
Yo,
Yeah. So like for me, what this reminded me of, and honestly, because it was just like heavy dialogue, and it was more so just focusing on what they were saying. Um, it reminded me almost like an episode of Succession,
yeah,
because yeah, yeah, you
yeah.
you had these two people trying to pretty much pry into everyone's information. X, am I coming in better now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear both y'all. What's good, Prop? I couldn't hear
What's
none of
up?
y'all before.
Yeah, yo.
Nah. But yeah, and that what I was saying is they were both like trying to. It wasn't like an initial meetup. It wasn't like an initial link. Like they were asking questions to really try and dig deep, right? Um, I mean, the the question Peter asked as far as with kids, all right, that's kind of like just probably absent minded. But Gwen Stacy, she went into as far as with well, why are you not working with them, why are you not working with Ben and Jake Jones, which honestly we were all thinking anyway, right? But because he has a family, it's the safe route. But now it kind of like goes to that question where how safe is Peter going to keep it as far as when it comes to doing what's right and what's wrong? Because remember, like in the outset in the first book, that's what he was weighing in, right? Like, do I do this? Do I become a hero? Do I, let the spider bite me because I have a family? I want to play it safe, or do I run the risk of doing what I feel is right? And I think with him sticking with the bugle is that same mentality where it's like, this is what's safe, this is what's financially safe, even though I have a feeling that something is fishy going on here.
Right, right, right.
100%.
So yeah, so I think that that's gonna honestly be a reoccurring theme, and I think it's an interesting theme with this Spider-Man, um, because of the fact that the Spider-Man that we knew from 616 never really had these levels of responsibilities, as far as a family, right? Kids and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what type of choices he makes, um, taking all of that into consideration. But did anyone want to add to this before I go to the next scene?
Yeah, it felt like that scene from the Matrix Reloaded,
Oh
um,
yeah.
where it was like Neo and Trinity went to go see the Merovingian and his wife, who's obviously played by Monica Bellucci, and it just like it felt like it borrowed from that a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
then it also felt like the scene, obviously, but in Batman Returns, is a one-on-one with Batman and Catwoman, where they're kind of like trying to figure out who one another really is, not really knowing who the other person is. So like in the same, it's kind of like that same dynamic where like they are different people in different worlds or different identities secretly.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so therefore the dialogue is weird because they're trying to like trigger the audience or the reader or the viewer, because we know that there's something up with the whole dynamic between the two when it comes to identity. So it just kind of reminded me of those two things, those two scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think.
Like they
Mhm.
got dirt on each other, right? Or
True.
like I felt like Harry and Gwen was coming at them like they knew more about them that they didn't want to let on.
Right, right.
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel that this conversation is very meta in that aspect, and it's funny because they use the word in referring to the paper, the title of the paper. But yes, like throughout the conversation, you're kind of wondering, well, how much does the other person know? Because you know that Peter knows that Harry's the Green Goblin, and you know that Harry knows that Peter's Spider Man, but we don't know how much of the other stuff. I mean, we know Peter hasn't told Mary Jane yet, right? But we don't know how much information that Gwen Stacy knows. So that kind of like adds another level of tension, right? Um, oh, X said he got to drop again. Yeah, X drop if you need to drop to come back. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of like there's this dialogue happening, and I like that you brought up the uh, the Matrix analogy, because they're having a conversation, but there's a conversation within the conversation. uh,
Yep.
and that's what I feel with this. Um, X, are you good?
Yeah, I'm straight. I can hear you now, bro.
Okay. So the next scene, what's her name? Gwen Stacy ends up going to the restroom, and Mary Jane follows her into the restroom. Then it goes back to Ben, and he's having a conversation with his grandson, not grandson, with Peter's son, and you find out that this kid is pretty bright. He spends most of his time reading. Even when Ben asks him, you have like an hour left for bed? Do you want to watch TV? He's like, no. Ben is like, good man. So he spends a lot of time with his head in books and just reading things, which makes me wonder if he's probably going to be the next person to discover Peter's identity. But going back to the women in the bathroom, Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy, they have a they have another conversation that's interesting. So Gwen starts off, right, kind of saying, am I being a little bit too forward? Am I being a little bit too direct? Um, and Mary Jane's like, nah, you're good. It's cool. Don't worry about it. And she's like, all right, good, because I have a favor to ask you, and it would be really awkward if we were already on awkward terms. And she pretty much asks for Mary Jane to embezzle money for her. like,
Yeah, crazy.
yo, yo, she does it in a roundabout way, but she's like, yeah, like, I got, you know, we don't have enough companies to spread our money out because we just acquired, Stark, Stain, and we need, a place to store our money off the books. And and Mary Jane is like, wait, what? Nah, we wouldn't. And then she's like, no, 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 no. So she switches it, and she's like, no, I just want to know if you can be like, a go between me and Ben and J. Jonah Jameson, which I feel she's probably gonna do the same thing with them. Um, but that was this whole thing was filled with awkward conversations.
Super awkward. OD
But
awkward. And that's the thing. It's
hmm
like it's almost like you don't. I feel like she had to have already known to come up with that idea or that plan. She would have had to already know some things about them.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like she's not gonna just come up with that like from the dinner, the conversation. I'm sure they're smart people. You know what I mean? So that I thought that was just super weird.
they came to this dinner with a plan. This was ultimately a setup. It was like, as
Definitely,
I'm reading, it
hundred
was a
percent.
setup. And then you do find out, I think actually just in the next scene, you do find out that Harry did tell Gwen, right? And he's looking at Peter. Well, why didn't you tell Mary Jane? And he's like, well, it's not that I don't trust her. It's not that any of that. It's just I'm trying to protect her, and that's the same like logic, right? That Peter used even in 616, and he's pretty much saying that, well, like, you you have a responsibility. You can't kind of like put everyone that you love in like this insulated chamber, you know. You have to kind of, I guess, step out of this safety zone. And once again, it's this reoccurring theme of Peter stepping out of this comfort net or stepping out of this safety zone, because he's still, even though he took the leap of becoming a hero, he still hasn't fully taken that leap, and a lot of that has to do with the responsibilities he has. But then he flips it on him with the great power comes great responsibility talk, because Harry hits him with that. Um, so at this point, it's pretty much direct to the point. It's no more beating around the bush. Harry is pretty much making his stance as far as what he feels Peter should do, and Peter has a lot to reflect on it. What did you guys think?
He's kind of like
Chris Berman.
approaching him like he's like I'm trying to think of a better way to say it, but he's like sunning him like
hmm
like he's trying to approach him as if he's more experienced than Peter, which he is in a way, but it's coming off like a little bit cocky, like follow my lead, like he's trying to groom him, I guess.
hmm
Does that
Yeah.
sound right? What I'm saying?
No, I. hmm
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like they just flexed on them the whole dinner, and then I have a feeling that he definitely told Gwen, like Gwen probably knows that he's also Spider-Man.
hmm
If she, because the way she was kind of poaching him with
Well,
all
he
these
said
questions.
everything. He said I told her everything.
Right.
So I'm gonna assume, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know, he's kind of sunning him, he's kind of making him like, basically making him feel like, oh, this is how you should be moving. And I don't know, for him to say the line of the responsibilities, it just came. It's just like everything was just wrong about like
It
this
feels
whole
weird coming
conversation.
from Green Goblin, right?
Yeah, it's just so odd. And it definitely, it's weird because what I do like about Peter or this version of Peter is like he seems pretty unbothered by a lot of this, this stuff. And
hmm
I don't know if that's the naive side of him, where they're kind of like after this whole thing, they're just kind of gonna shrug it off,
hmm
and then it will ultimately like will bite him. But I just feel like he's not really like he's hearing him, but at the end of the day, like they just kind of did this just to be polite, you know?
hmm Yeah. Yeah, they had their own agenda going into this. Going in now, like at this point, realizing that all right, Gwen knew everything. He knew everything. This whole thing, ultimately was a setup, and it was a setup to ultimately to get them as pieces in what they wanted to do. Right? J. Jonah Jameson and Ben have this are starting this business that's going to directly compete against the company that he's trying to tear down, the Bugle, right? So having that in their pocket is, of course, a benefit to them. Then also the fact that Peter is a superhero and has superpowers, having him at his side also makes him stronger. So this whole thing to me was kind of like this elitist move of trying to just capture them and bring and ultimately like have them do what it is that they want to do. And Peter's still kind of on the fence. He's on the fence as far as how deep he wants to go in this, how far he wants to pursue. He wanted like he started this old, and a lot of things are moving fast, right? Because he started this with the mentality of all right, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I just want to stop crimes locally, you know, and now it's growing into it's snowballing into something bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's happening very fast over the course of just months. Um, Prop, were you gonna say something? I saw your mic drop.
Um, yeah, no, I just got my mic open, but yeah, I think with this story and how some of the dialogue is shaping up, and it's not even really the characters. The characters are the characters, and whatever. Like they're some of them are playing different roles and relationship aspects, or like who they are at what time, and who they know when they know them. Like that's all being interchanged. But I think this very grown up, real world consequence to their actions and their dynamics and their relationship is really the interesting part to this whole entire series to me. And like I think that there's potential for them to go to some extremes. Now, I don't think that they will go to these extremes. There's some extremes, but it's like nothing that you couldn't really, like 9 out of 10 people who read Spider-Man comics wouldn't do the same thing. So it's like there's in an odd way there's almost like fan service to the switching of the story here. It's like I feel like the Spider-Man fan is reading this and being like, "Oh, this is different and this is taboo," but yeah, I could see that. Like I can see, like I could have wrote that. You know what I mean? If I really
Mm-hmm.
wanted to sit down and like if I was getting paid to do it, I could have wrote it that way. I think there's an opportunity here to really take Spider-Man down a path that you really don't see coming. Like really develop this thing with Harry. Have and this is just me, in my opinion. I'm like if it was me, I would really have Harry take Peter down this road of him like of doing whatever Harry's doing and whatever and their girls and do like and then like 2 episodes into doing that, you don't even really know that um what Harry's doing is a part of like some sort of ambiguous but evil plan. And then Peter finds out at the last minute and kind of turns up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That would be like an interesting case scenario of like an extreme but having some mystery. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm just saying like they're setting it up to kind of like because like you don't want the next episode or the next 2 episodes where you know it's like it becomes obvious that Harry's not the kind of person that Peter wants to deal with, right? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they should almost like set up something to where they're working together, but but the reader's not really sure if it's good or bad what they're
Yeah.
doing. You
I
know?
I agree, and I think that one of the biggest reasons why that is because it's Harry that's the Green Goblin as opposed to Norman Osborn. Because Harry, even in the main timeline, right? Him and him and Peter, for a time, are best friends.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so them getting along, them partnering isn't far fetched because they spent years, being best
Hmm.
friends. And one of the things that drove them against each other was Peter killed his dad. Now
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
exist. That doesn't exist here. So
Right. Right. Yeah. So- So it's like
Mhm.
you. I think that what I don't want them to do, because I think they already established it, is keeping on with this um filler just to see how Spider-Man becomes or decides, or how Peter Parker decides to become Spider-Man in this universe. Like we don't necessarily need that. We don't need that to be the climax of all of what they're doing. Like we
Mhm.
get, like that can be a side quest and a matter of fact. So like the great power, great responsibility line, I'm hoping that's just something that was said because we need to get it in there somewhere, but not really it, the whole dynamic being, you know, Harry's gonna be, just Harry, and Peter is gonna be Peter, and this whole thing is just to show you how how Peter becomes Spider-Man, and then oh yeah, we're in this other universe, so there's the Maker and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like I hope that there's a whole nother thing about to go down, which it seems like it is.
Mhm.
Well, so with us just fleshing it out right now, like my fears now is that if his approach, so with everything that you just said, prop, right? The first thing that I think of is, okay, we've seen him be really naive in these past couple issues, right? With his
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man abilities. Now with this situation, I feel like they're setting it up where he's being naive with his own identity, because now,
Mm.
like like Harry knows everything about his life. He knows he has two kids. He knows he has a wife. He knows his uncle Ben is working with the, like he basically has all this leverage. So my fear is that when you do find out Harry's intentions, he could try to manipulate Peter and use all
Mm.
these things against him.
I think that that's what's already happening. I think that that was what they're trying to do in this dinner.
100%. It's a little
Yeah.
scary because he's just like like even, I mean, we'll get to it, but like even how they ended the, the whole scenario, like him and MJ, like they really didn't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? They were just like,
Mhm.
okay, well that was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just, I'm a little fearful for my guy because I feel like he's just kind of like he doesn't really know, he doesn't know anything about like this world. Like
Mhm.
even his approach is so naive. Like for Harry to be the one to tell him like, nah, like you got to take this serious, just makes me feel like, okay, maybe Harry has intentions for Peter that he's gonna try to put into place.
100%, 100%. I'm actually, I just pulled up the panel once again for everyone in the space. This is a visual space, so just click the live stream at the top, and you can see the panels and what we're pointing out. But I just clicked up the closing two pages, and X, I'm with you. Some of the art is a little like weary. It's definitely different from the art that we got in the prior books, but some of them, like I like this picture with the tree. um it's a different style, it's a different
Yeah,
technique.
it was just their faces. Like when the close-ups on their faces,
Yeah.
some of them just look a little odd to me, like a little unflattering. Like I don't like the way they drew MJ's hair.
Mm.
Um, it just looks. I mean, I could just be like being picky, but like I don't know, something about her hair just kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, yeah, I think with the bathroom pics too, it was like it was it showed more so. But yeah, so going to that scene, right, and you have Peter and MJ leaving, and they're picking up on it too, and he asked, what do you think? And she's like, it was, or she asked Peter, what do you think? He's like, scary. Um so they realized that there was something going on with that. It was very personal, and even more so. I mean, MJ is the one that's in the dark the most, right? Out of everyone. So I'm just imagine how confused she must be as well.
I think MJ knows more than she's letting on.
You think she knows he's Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think she knows. I think she knows, bro, because one, like, it's gonna sound weird, but like, you know how like your mom always knew about stuff before, you know what I'm saying? When you used to get in trouble, like she just, I feel like she has an intuition, and just her confidence in certain instances that we've seen make me believe that she has an idea or she knows. And this is probably confirming it even more with just like some of the dialogue that some of the things that Gwen was saying. Like I just feel like she's kind of like she trusts Peter enough to like let him, approach it how he wants to and tell her. But I'm pretty sure she knows what's going on.
Okay, okay. Um, it would be interesting. It would be interesting if she does. Prop, did you want to weigh in on this closing scene?
No, we good.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Prop, you think she knows or not?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with prop on that. I also think that she probably doesn't know. I think she realizes something's up, right? Like something's going on based off the conversation that she had with Peter, right? And what he was talking about as far as him, not feeling complete or, living up to his potential. So, and the fact that he's taking these shots, these amazing shots of Spider-Man, but I don't know. Mm, I don't know, bro. Now I'm thinking about it now. Cause he asked her, he was like,
Because didn't they didn't
hmm?
they yeah, go ahead.
Cause
Go
he
ahead, Emoji.
asked her, he was like, the world, he asked about the world needing heroes. And she was like, what do I need a hero for? I have you.
Right,
Which
that
it
part.
could not mean nothing, but
And
it
the
could.
conversation that they had, about the masked vigilante, like didn't I forgot what MJ said specifically, but she was alluding to like I can't remember if it was Gwen that said that she hopes he's a hero, or if it was MJ that said that.
Um, I think
You
in
know
that
what part I'm talking
conversation,
about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think when the conversation they were talking about that they were worried that if he was a hero, because not the fact that obviously, or I should say it would be more scary if he was the hero, because of the fact that they are thinking about, well, what drove him to do this, what's wrong with the
Yes,
world,
yes,
to the
yes.
level that someone puts on a mask and risks their life because the world isn't going to fix it. Now,
Also, really
mhm.
quickly, real quick question. How do they decipher how is the public deciphering between Spider-Man and Green Goblin? Because aren't they both vigilantes at this point on the series?
They're ignoring Green Goblin. So that's the issue, right? Green Goblin is running around blowing stuff up, and all the paper is talking about is Spider Man. And the point that
Copy.
Gwen was saying was that, okay, they're talking about this person that's a mass vigilante who's, swinging around, and maybe he'll stop a bank robber or two and stuff like that. But they're not even one. They're not talking about my husband, right? Who's actually going after a real threat. That's being swept on the rug. They're talking about this other guy that's more of like a low level crime fighter, but they're not even getting at why he's doing it. They're just, highlighting on, the amazing feats that he's doing, but they're not getting into the issue of why he's doing it, which all stems back to the reason why Harry is doing this because of what's been going on with the Maker and everything. So, it's kind of like she already sees that there's a story behind the story that the media is not saying, and that's partially because she knows everything from her husband because her husband told her everything. So yeah, it was all planned, bro. It was all planned and orchestrated. So it's weird, and the weird part about it, because I mean it is a level of, I guess, being sinister, right? And I get that from Harry. I get that from Harry as Green Goblin, but it's interesting seeing that from Gwen Stacy. Because as far as I know, I've never seen Gwen Stacy take more of a an underhanded approach, right? Even when you think about Spider Gwen or you think about the OG Gwen Stacy that was with Peter, she was always kind of like the girlfriend, the other version of Mary Jane, I guess you could call her. So it's dope to me that they're kind of like giving her this light as, kind of like this person that can put these pieces together and formulate plans and, be strategic, and even a little, towing the fence as far as with what's right and what's wrong, or what's ethical or what's not, or what's legal and what's not. Bug, what's good, bro? You back?
Yo, my bad, bro. I was driving, lost wild connection. So
Nah, you good, bro. You good. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of it. I'm not sure when you dipped out, but was there anything that you wanted to kind of like add towards it, towards the book?
the X was that X able to come back?
Yeah, X is up. X is
Oh,
up.
okay. So, all right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
X.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in here, bro.
All right, yeah, yeah.
We talking about how shady Harry and Gwen Stacy are.
Yo, yeah, they mad shady. Honestly, they're very shady. I feel like something's going on with there, like how she was offering, like how she offered the money, but it's like, oh no, would that be weird? Like kind of deal. Like it was kind of, I don't know. Like honestly, I thought Pete was about to be rich. I thought they was gonna give him a few million, and then he was gonna things was gonna be different. I was like, damn, where's this story going? But
Nah, they were about
nah,
to
for the
they were
most
about the
part,
washing machine that, bro. They were about the washing machine
yeah, yeah, they got them working on something totally
that.
different. So I don't know what the hell's going on right now, but yeah, very shady. I don't know. It just ain't it wasn't like it was it was cool. I did like how they mixed the like the Uncle Ben quote in there with it. You know what I mean
Hmm.
at the end with Harry. I don't know. It was an like I said, the best word to describe it is interesting. How everything
Yo,
went.
bro. So the question that we propose that I propose to all of us is, do you think that Mary Jane knows that he's Spider-Man at this point?
Mm, I never thought of that, but nah, I can't. She can't know. She can't know. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's
Do
too
you
much.
think
She can't know.
do you think she thinks something? Because here's the thing, Mary Jane, right? Mary Jane is smart. We've gotten to this, like she's very intelligent. Also, the fact that she's his wife, so it's different. It's different from girlfriend Mary Jane, right? Where he can kind of like where he doesn't live with her and he can um I don't know. Like X really has me thinking about this now.
She got that mom intuition, bro. I'm telling you, she knows exactly what's going on. She's like, I feel like the reason why I think she knows is because she is trying to play it cool. Like she's making sure that he's not panicking. You know what I mean? Like she's keeping it cool so he could keep doing his thing in Spider-Man. Like it's not really, you know, like for me, I just feel like she knows and she's giving him the chance to tell her when he's ready.
Possibly,
Now I
possibly.
could see that, but at the same time, I'm just thinking like, nah, you out here fighting could possibly kill yourself, and I'm not gonna bring that up.
I feel like
Just
that would be a
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. There's got to
I
be
feel
a
like that should be
conversation.
a conversation, which is one of the biggest reasons why I feel like all right, maybe she doesn't know, but I do feel that maybe she feels something is up. I feel like she thinks something is up because of the fact. Because remember, there is the tie-in where he's the one that's getting these crazy pictures, right? And
I just think back on that conversation, the initial conversation that they had when he was like, he was having a crisis in his life, and she was just like, "Yo, like I trust you, like you're good, like don't worry about it." Like that's what also makes me feel like she knows too, because they had that whole interaction
true,
with
true,
each
but
other,
and also too on
and he hasn't said nothing
that is true,
since.
and also on top of that, right? Also on top of that, right? Because they've been married for years, and this is probably maybe I'm going too deep into this, right? But she knows his work ethic. She knows the type of pictures that he was taking before he got superpowers, and he could zoom up on Spider-Man off the side of a building. So, I mean, putting two and two together, if you're married to someone and they all your life they sung like Ice JJ Fish or JJ Ice Fish, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, that's
all of a
crazy.
sudden like a day passes and they come out singing like R. Kelly or Chris Brown or something crazy, you're gonna look at them and be like, "Yo, where did this come from?" So, yeah. Now that I think about it, bro, like, yo, she might know something. She might know something. But we got the Discord space open. Shout out Swampy in the building. Let me see. Is it open? All right, the community stage. I'm gonna jump over there because we're about to do the giveaway. The giveaway bot should be live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the Discord space at the top. We're gonna jump over there. We're gonna also give our final reviews along with our score. You do have to be in the Discord and hit the giveaway bot also to qualify for the win. So once again, the first criteria is to repost the live stream, which is pinned at the top. The live stream. The second criteria is to be in the Discord and click the little Discord party icon in the chat. So I'm about to pin that to the top. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me just jump in over there. Hold on, I'm gonna go silent real quick. Just give me a sec.
Welcome everyone. Thanks for filling in here. We appreciate it. Fritters, Gabe, Wallix, FMI, Josh, the Pink Man, NFT Hobbler, Sir Snapback, like that name. Like that PFP. Is that a clone? Omi Investor, Mrs. Woody, Vegan Tings, Rami, Casual, Sir Gregory's in the house, and Dubes. Welcome to the stage emoji and RXX. I will jump down to the listeners.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna post the space to the top of the room so people have easy access. How do I? Where's the? Yeah, I keep forgetting how to add that, but Wait, where's the button to?
Emoji, I got the link to the your live stream to retweet in the giveaway bot for you.
Appreciate that. I'm looking for the thing for the Discord so I can repost that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So let me just copy this. For everyone in Spaces, I'm about to post the link now, so that way, if you aren't in here yet, it'll be pinned to the top, so you can have easy access to jump in. Oh snap! Okay. Gregory handled that for me.
Yo, Emoji, before I forget, bro, we haven't, I haven't talked to you in a while, and I just kept forgetting to tell you, I absolutely was rolling in that Get to the Comics when y'all did the Deadpool. That shit was so great, bro. Like that.
Oh
shit
really?
Was fire. Yeah, bro. That was so entertaining. It was hilarious. Like your voices were awesome, and I've been meaning to tell you that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that was fun. Shout out Osmond Collect. Yeah, that was a fun time. Yo, what the heck? I just posted this. Am I bugging? Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, I'm pinning it to the top. Okay, so for everyone in the X space, once again, to qualify for the giveaway today, you have to repost the live stream, which is pinned to the top, and also be in the Veve Discord, which is also pinned to the top, the link for the Discord to take you directly over there.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good, Prop.
Sir.
Once you're in the Discord, then just go to the chat and click the little party icon for the giveaway tool.
All right, finally.
So you can see what I'm talking about.
Can I hear emoji?
Can you hear me? Everyone else can hear me. Prop, can you hear me?
Not sure if he's speaking yet, but
Oh
Damn,
damn.
yeah, he's speaking.
Yeah, you can't hear him.
nah, I can't hear him. I gotta rely on Twitter Spaces
Oh,
to
that's-
hear him. Yeah.
Yo, this happens every week, bro. Like, and it's only Prop. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. And then Kerm, I can't hear Kerm.
Yeah, I was just say, don't forget current.
Oh no. All right, let's finesse it. Prop, you can hear me through X, so we're good. Who wants to go first on their? Also, too, real quick, let me just say for everyone in the crowd. So the qualifications are repost the live stream, which is pinned to the top. be in the Discord, which the link is also pinned to the top, and hit the giveaway button that's in the chat, and also be a KYC Veve user. Those are the 3 qualifications to be here in Discord, live stream, KYC. All right. So
Yo, let me go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm about to hop on this train.
Okay.
So honestly, I enjoyed this book way more, like with you guys, than I did reading it. So initially, I wanted to give it a 5. Wasn't really feeling it. But after like kind of fleshing it out and just like, coming up with different theories with you guys, I think I'm at a 6 on this one.
Okay. All right. Did you want to flesh out a little bit why you think that?
So initially, like the artwork was kind of weird to me a little bit. So like I couldn't get over that as I was like going through the book. Like I don't know, some of those shots, like some of those panels of their faces were just like kind of just throwing me off a little bit. And I don't know, I just felt like maybe this didn't need to be an entire book about just the dinner. And like, we could see like, or they could have mixed it up. Like they could have like mixed like threw some other panels in there of like other interactions between Harry and like Spider-Man.
You're breaking up a bit, X. X, did we lose you?
I'm still here. Can y'all hear me a little bit better?
Okay, yeah, you're better now.
Yeah, like I just felt like they could have broken up the panels a little bit and just like given us like maybe some, as they were talking about like Spider-Man, the Masked Vigilante, like they could have just showed some panels or just different things. So it was kind of hard for me to stay in it a little bit with this one, and that's why I wasn't really like super, thrilled about it. But after talking about it, I do think it is important for whatever they're gonna, eventually lead up to.
Okay, I feel you. Yeah, it was definitely like a slow burn. It was definitely like there was really no action in it. It was very dialogue heavy, and a lot of exposition and like you said, build up. I want to also real quick just to let everyone know our review system if you are new. So with our review scale, we scale it from 1 to 10, but we kind of like I try to make use of all the numbers, right? Because I don't want it to kind of like just be the same, 3 numbers that we use. So to give everyone know as far as let everyone know how we're grading this. It starts at 5, and 5 pretty much means that it's mid. You don't love it, you don't hate it. It just is what it is. It exists. 6, which is what X gave it, that's above average. 7 means that we rock with it. 8 means we rock with it heavy. 9 is it's lit. And 10 is this is immaculate, this is perfect, this is everything you could ask for in a book. Going down, X, I'm getting some feedback from you. Can you just mute real quick? Going down from 5, 4 is not really feeling it. 3 is kind of ass. 2 is basura, straight trash, and 1 is warning, do not read. We are advising against reading this book for your health. So that's where we are with the review. X gave it was first up, giving it a score of 6, which means above average. Did anyone else want to go next with their sum up and review?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Yeah. So I actually enjoyed the book. I like the mystery of it all. How we don't know. It's that lingering feeling of like, hey, like what's the intent behind the dinner? What's going on? I did actually, in contrast to X, I did like the faces that were painted, the expressions and everything of that nature. It went well with how they were trying to make the book feel. So I don't know. I don't think there's much to say about it in a sense, like about like what the book was trying to get across. 'Cause I think it was self-explanatory that they were trying to explain this relationship. I do like how they added Gwen into the fold, and I think that's something that they were really trying to do is like give you that personality between that. But for the most part, Nothing too crazy. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6.
You're gonna also give it a 6. Okay. All right. So we got book with another 6, which is above average. Where's prop? Oh, prop is back. All right. Prop, the floor is on you. If you want to first give us a breakdown as far as what you felt about the book, and then your score.
Yo, I need an emoji translator. So anybody up here do the translation for me. Let me know when it's my turn or
Yo, Boog,
whatever.
you got me.
I don't know
It's,
what.
it's
You
your
got me.
turn, Prop. It's your turn. Go ahead.
It's on me.
On you.
All right, let me try to speaker on. All right, I think I'm on speaker. So let me go back. RX gave it a 6.
We both gave it a 6.
Y'all both gave it a 6. All right. I think y'all on the wrong side of history. Um, the book is interesting. I think that artwork, I'm big on the artwork, and I think that once you start getting into a drama, I think the artwork becomes a little less relevant. Um, I think uh like the mixing it up and stuff like that. Like I get how you can get a little more creative, but without, you know, like things actually happening, you can't really get too creative because yeah, I think eventually it's gonna look like, I don't know, you're trying to do something that doesn't just fit the pacing. Like they're purposely trying to slow it down. Now, if it's just talking about the general style of the artwork, I can kind of maybe see that. But it's a modern book, and try to, I feel like there should be no excuse why the artwork isn't like extremely good for Spider-Man books every time. And I'm not saying it isn't great, but I feel like sometimes they try to also like limit themselves with how crazy they make the artwork in modern books. They just don't want to OD. It's like, yeah, we can make this thing look like the greatest artwork of all time, but that kind of takes away from the charm of it being a Spider-Man comic. Um, so I don't really scrutinize it too much when there's not a lot of action. So I just think that um the dynamic in this four square that we got going on is pretty interesting. Um, I think there was a couple moments that took away. I think the thing that knocks the score down for me is that it's like it's kind of like it's still scenarios that most people can kind of write, but there is a cleverness to it. There is a thoughtfulness to a lot of what's happening. Um, that can be taken for granted. And I feel like um the whole thing that's going on with Jameson and the paper and all of that stuff like that, and how the potential conflict of interest, or potential conflict of interest that's happening here. I think that's all really interesting. I think that they gave a really different, unexpected chunk of dialogue in an entire issue, and I think there had to have been an issue like this, to be honest with you, um, because it seems like they're trying to lean into the dynamic of Peter being a dad and being older and stuff like that. And I think if they just went like straight to the action without having some heavy nuance into the relationships outside of just the romantic one, I think it would have been a mistake. So for me, I think this was the best episode. I don't know if there'll even be a better episode. And I know that there likely will be, but I feel like this was the best one so far. I think there were moments in the other issues, but I think this is the best issue so far. Um, but just to cut it short, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it was pretty entertaining for me.
Rock with it heavy.
Rock with a heavy
Yeah,
emoji says. So yeah, he said an 8.
you can't hear me.
I mean, I
That's
was
all.
I was with it. I'm not mad at you. I was with it being a great book as far as the dialect and everything, and it felt like this is the most I've been drawn to a book. But I just don't want to put it over the origin,
Mm.
like the first one.
Yeah.
That's what I just don't want to do. Like there's something in me that just doesn't want to do that. So I had to like, but I'm there with you. I think it's the most compelling, most captivating issue that we've had so far. Honestly, as far as like just holding you there in a moment, to have a whole issue be about that moment is kind of powerful to me. So yeah, I'm with you though.
Yeah. And I'm gonna drop down and see if I can maybe hear Emoji's review because there's no other way I can hear his review. So I'm gonna just try to drop
Yeah,
down.
Moji, he said he's gonna drop down
Okay.
and see if he can hear your review.
Yeah, no, I can hear Prop. It's just you can't
Oh,
hear
you can
me,
hear him.
but I can hear.
Okay,
Yeah, I hear Prop.
okay, copy. All right, he said cool.
All right. So for me, I feel that this book actually enhanced the first book. And it goes back to themes, right? As far as themes set in this story, and I think that this is going to be a recurring thing. Where wait, why's Prop's hand is up? Should I bring it back up? Hold on.
No, I don't think he wants to be brought back up. I'm not sure.
Wait, check.
Yo,
Prop, can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear nothing, bro.
No. All right, Book. Let them know. Listen to the space. Listen to the space. Book, can you? Book.
Yo, Prop, go listen to the space, bro. Listen to the space, he said. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
He got to turn his mic on Spaces. It's not on. Unless I'm
He said put your mic on Spaces because he can't hear you. I guess I don't know.
My mic is on Spaces.
He said his own.
Can you everyone in Spaces right now? Can you guys hear me?
I'll be right back.
Presley, Omar, Vegan Things, Potential.
No, you're good.
Give me a thumbs up if
You're good.
you hear me. Okay. All right. So for me, what I was saying is like I feel that this actually enhances the first book, and it goes back to the idea of themes, right? And what makes this Spider-Man story different from all the other Spider-Man stories that we've read thus far? And I feel it's the point of time he becomes Spider-Man. Right? Like becoming Spider-Man as a kid with very little responsibilities and learning what responsibilities are as you go through this whole coming of life story, right? And now being a superhero. That's the story that we know. Now we're getting into a realm where Peter has already come to understand what responsibility is. Right? He has a family, he has kids. He understands what it means to be a responsible adult. And now he's hit with this other thing, right? As far as saving people, using your power that you were supposed to have to save other people, and what that responsibility looks like. And it kind of like clashes with the responsibilities that he had prior, because in order for him to do that, he's going to have to, in a way, sacrifice what he had before to an extent, whether it be the relationships, whether it be the safety, whether it be what have you. And you can tell even in this conversation. So the first book for me was about him kind of like figuring out what is it that he wanted to do. Do you want to play it safe and just be a family man and forget that he even got that message from Tony Stark? Or did he want to save people, be more? Which might end up.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Should he be irresponsible? He was responsible because if you got a family, he took the injection, not knowing what was happening. That's mad irresponsible. You have kids. Now you're out here fighting superheroes, could die. Mad irresponsible. On the family side, it's noble, but so it's like you keep saying the word responsible, and it's funny. I'm like, that's kind of irresponsible if you consider the family part of it, though.
Exactly. So that's the biggest twist. That's the biggest twist. Because for him to do what everyone's calling responsible requires him to a level be irresponsible.
Because it's putting his family at jeopardy too, and she alludes to that. I mean, they allude to that. Like, it's kind of crazy though. But that's also his passion, right? That's what he wants to do. So now your purpose there's a conflict there with his purpose and then what you want to do. Like that's like the difference between wanting to be an R&B singer when you're like, or a rapper and you're like 40 and you don't want to get a job to support your family and your kids. You know what I mean? Like it's like, do I go out here and keep trying
He's
to
like,
push
but
the
yo, I
music
gotta
out
feed
there?
the streets. I gotta feed the streets with
Yeah,
music, man. I
man.
got.
It's like, dog, you got kids, you got a wife, you got to, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, bro. That's what I think of when I do it. I just laugh at that. I'm like, yo, he's dressed up playing vigilante. Yes, he's doing good, but come on, dog. You're literally mad irresponsible for taking the jab and doing all of this stuff and it didn't
So
consider your family. You considered you first. I don't know.
So I give it up to this story for taking that real world approach, right? Because I feel like there's like, yes, it is, fantasy, right, with superheroes, but it does tie in a lot of real world thinking into the writing of this book. And that is kind of like ultimately what we get with this dialogue, especially towards the end with Peter and Harry. And Harry asks him, well, why didn't you tell Mary Jane? And his answer is like, I'm trying to keep everything separate. Like, I don't want them to be at risk. I don't want, and Harry breaks it to him. He's like, bro, like, whether you tell them or not, they're already at risk. You already made your choice to do this. So, yeah. And for that, I mean, I guess I agree, right? Because even when you look at the original Spider-Man, one of the issues, and a lot of times he's looked at as far as a hero of tragedy, is because many of the people close to him end up dying or hurt.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's kind of like scary looking ahead as far as where things may lead, because of the fact that he stands to lose a lot. Because of the level of responsibility he had going into this, right? But as far as so that's how I think that this book kind of like enhances the other one, because it pushes Peter deeper down the rabbit hole as far as what it means to really take on this mantle and do what he wants to do. Now, the dialogue, and I mentioned this earlier, like, in all honesty, like, this feels like an episode of Succession. Because there's dialogue happening, but there's so much underneath that you're wondering as far as, it's ultimately a big chess move. And Harry and Gwen Stacy have set this up for their own reasons. And you see the reasons on why this wasn't a dinner to get to know you. This was a dinner to accomplish a goal, right? And as the conversation plays out, you see that, in the way that they're conversing and what they're saying, and the approach that they're making, which I thought was genius level writing. I really thought it was. Visually, yes, I think the artwork visually was probably better in other books, but also, I do also agree with Pop where what was happening in the other books wasn't happening here, right? There wasn't really any action scenes, so there was nothing to kind of like highlight with that. It was literally just dialogue and how can we showcase this dialogue in a creative way, and a lot of it was just like close-ups on food. In all honesty, so I don't dock it too much to the visuals, although yes, the visuals were noticeably subpar to the other books. Besides a few ones that I thought was just creative. But as far as storytelling, narrative, I really enjoyed it. I think it brought a lot to this story, and it makes me ask more questions. It makes me ask more questions about Harry, about Gwen. They're really fleshing out these characters. This book is very character driven, because I find myself already connecting to so many of these characters, even though they're Elseworld characters, but still there's enough differences about them where you feel it's kind of like a new character. So I liked it, bro. I actually really enjoyed this. So my score, what I would give, and once again, for everyone here, just reiterating, because we do have about 11 minutes left. Well, we got like 4 minutes left. unless the time was changed. But I think the bot is only open until 8:45. So we got 4 minutes left for the giveaway. Once again, to qualify, you have to repost the live stream. The live stream is pinned to my X profile. If you're on YouTube or on Twitch, go to @official emoji. That's emoji spelled with 2 I's at the end. Repost the live stream and hop over into the Discord, which is also pinned to that same pin to the top of the X space that is currently running right now. Come to the Discord, hit the little party icon so you can participate. So far we have, let's just see, before I give my score, we have, where's the thing? All right, we have 11 entries so far for the giveaway, and we have 18 reposts. So out of those 18 reposts, only 11 have entered. If you haven't entered yet, remember to. And if you're looking at the live stream, you can literally see where I'm at right now. Make sure you click the party icon in the chat. The chat that I'm in right now. This red party icon, so that way you can be entered for the giveaway. All right. So my score. I'm gonna say that I think the visuals did bring it down for me. Because I get the whole creative approach, but I think that if a story like this, and if that's what you wanted to do, you could have really played around with it. Right? So obviously the artwork deviates from what we saw before, but I would have liked to see a little bit, more in the art department as far as with this book. The dialogue I thought was brilliant. But ultimately it was just a dinner. It was just a dinner and a conversation. So because of that, what I would say is that I rock with it. I rock with it. I think that that's a safe feeling for this story. I do like it. It wasn't anything mind blowing for me. I just appreciated a lot about it. Millie, the button is in the chat, so you got to scroll up. Just scroll up. Maybe one of the mods can post the link. There you go. No, hold on. Yeah. Click what Swampy just posted, and that should bring you to the thing. He said, "Don't tell him." Yeah. So for me, nothing groundbreaking happened, but there was a lot that I really liked about it. I thought it was really good. And once again, shout out Jonathan Hickman, because he knows how to write a story. He knows how to write. And the dialogue in this was very, very, very cerebral. And you saw them going at it as far as even just with the confrontation verbally as opposed to physically. So yeah, so that means rock with it means I'm giving it a 7. Hold on. All right, and then that is our review. So hold on, let's average this out. Let's see what we get for a total review. So we got X with a 6, Bug with a 6, Prop with an 8, and myself with a 7, divided by 4 is a 6.7, and we do round up if it's a 0.5 and up, which gives us a score of 7.
Solid score.
With it. I think that's about right. I think that's about right too.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So I think we are closing it. It's 8:45. So I think we are closing it. Casey said solid score for sure. Yeah, I think it is pretty solid. Also, shout out everybody in here, everyone in space, everyone that's been rocking with us too from the beginning. Also, I hope you guys enjoy these reviews. We really want to take the approach of diving into it, kind of like how you would with cinema, and really critiquing the writing and artwork that makes these stories what they are. So you know what I want to do at some point? I want to find something to review that's like bad. I really want to review bomb something. We haven't gotten anything that's really bad, like review bomb something. But we haven't gotten anything that was that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I guess. Yeah, they haven't.
yeah. I mean, I didn't really like the Doom comic, which is like, I guess, the complete opposite of what a lot of people feel about it. But I think a lot of people like that comic because of the art, not necessarily because of the story.
Do you think we get like horror stories or something like that? Because I'm not even a horror dude, but I would like to review it with y'all just to get like a conversation about it. That would be dope too. Or anything like more like I did like the sci-fi part with like tales like of the alien like stuff like that. Like you know what I mean? That'd be dope too.
I think
Because the best thing, I guess the horror part we've been getting is Ultimate X-Men, which was pretty dope. Like I like how because those reviews have been really good because of that element of like that like
that's true.
That what's that eerie feeling throughout the whole book. Like I like that feeling of when we're reviewing it. You get a lot of mixed reviews.
I wanted to review one of the Blood Hunt things. One of the Blood Hunt.
Ooh, that would be good. That would be fire.
Yeah. X sent me something about that too. Like, and I was like, yeah, we got to do a Blood Hunt one. I figured we would get to it at some point, but yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. Yeah, see, like we got to do like the Marvel zombies, something like that, to give it that, so we can like get into that vibe a little bit. It's about to be October. You know what I mean?
Spooky season.
True. We'll work it out real quick. I just want to say, Dr. Token, can you post your X handle at the in the chat? Because I'm not sure who you are. Do y'all know who Dr. Token is?
No, I do not. Is that the winner?
Well, we have to confirm it. Yeah, so Dr. Token, just post your X handle in the chat. Oh wait, hold on. You're in the space. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Let's see. All right, and just for the sake of hold on real quick, because I said we're gonna do it visual for a sec. So just give me a second. Okay, Dr. Token reviewing his page. I see the live stream right there. Let me flip back over. All right, Dr. Token, are you available to come to the stage? Got one question to ask you. Did he is he in? Oh yeah, I see him here. Dr. Token, are you Swampy said he's been KYC verified. If you can't come on stage, just you don't got a mic? All right, just answer in the chat. Are you KYC verified? Swampy already co-signed for you, but if you want to chat, if you want to do it, you're good. All right. So we have our winner. We have our winner for today. I would like to give a big congrats to Dr. Token in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Congratulations. So what you're gonna want to do is do a ticket, and then there you go. Swampy just said open the ticket, and just let them know that you won. And who said I would love to get KYC verified too? Just sign up for the Veve app. Anyone that's new here, sign up for the Veve app. Just go into your app store, type in Veve, sign up, and you can KYC. There's no cost to KYC. And then you'll be able to participate in these giveaways. Dr. Token, one thing that I will ask though, if you feel so inclined, we would love to see as far as what you end up getting for the giveaway. So once they do drop that to you, it's normally on Sundays or Mondays. If you could just make a post and tag us in it so we can celebrate the W. But we would love to see what you end up getting. But once again, appreciate you for coming through, and congratulations. He said, "No, I'm KYC verified on Veve, not just in here." Oh yeah, yeah. It's K. I'm sorry. It's KYC on Veve. There's a KYC in the Discord.
Nah, don't get no funny ideas. No, it's not. Nah.
Yeah, KYC on Veve. KYC on Veve. All right, so that pretty much wraps up everything for the night. Did you guys want to add anything? I'm gonna do the outro, so I'm gonna jump back into space for the outro song. But before we close up,
Nah.
you guys
Just
want
want
to
to
add
say
anything?
thanks for everybody for pulling up again. Same time next week. Have a great night, and yeah, wish everybody the best. Thanks.
Let's go. Let's go. X, did you want to say anything before we close? And then actually, I see Prop is in the space, so Prop, we'll let you. I'm gonna jump back over to the Discord, so that way, if you want to say anything, you can be heard over there. But on X, X, did you want to say anything before we close up?
Yeah, just hype that everybody keeps tuning in, man. This has been really fun. I like that we're getting into the nitty gritty of like certain books now. Where we're on 4 or 5, so a lot to look forward to. And shout out to Vivi, man. These giveaways have been dope. They're giving out some cool stuff.
Yeah, they've been giving
If
out
you have,
SRs left and right.
yeah, if you haven't seen what they've been giving out, check Emoji's page. Check any of our pages, and you can see all the winners are very happy. So stick with us, and looking forward to spooky season. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, see you guys next week.
Let's go, let's go. And I'm gonna jump over for everyone in the live stream, also everyone in the Discord. I'm gonna head out the Discord. I'm gonna jump back over into X real quick. We're gonna chop it up with Prop before we head out, and then we'll close. So I'll check y'all on the other side in just a sec. You Prop, you hear me?
Yo, you back here?
Yep, we're back here on the X side of things. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to close for the stream before we wrap things up.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate everyone for coming through. This is a great one. Um, Underrated, never faded. Um, uh, but I just think that is strange. You haven't asked Gregory if he KYC yet. Other than that, everything's smooth. Shout out to everybody who came through. Mahalo, Vegan, Potential Cookie, Erklin, KC, damn, Devil in a New Dress. Let's go. Um, yeah, yo, this is a legendary run right on this episode so far. So yeah, just we back next week, baby.
Yo, Prop, real quick before we close up, it's funny because I thought that this was something that you would enjoy because of the fact that it was so like dialogue heavy and because it was so surreal. Like it was, and I said this before, it was a conversation within a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I did enjoy about it because while you're listening to it, you're thinking, well, how much does this person actually know? And it's kind of like when you get into a conversation with someone and you're talking to them, but in your back of your mind, you're thinking, wait a minute, like how much information? Like, why are they asking me this?
What it really was. I was thinking of. It's like when you're young
Mm-hmm.
and your boy knows something, and you in front of your girl, and you like, yo, don't tell her what last night we was out partying, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you like 16, like, y'all look at each other with the eye, like,
No dry
say you
snitching. No
no
dry
dries.
snitching.
Yeah, there you get what I say. Like, no, yo, bro, keep it sturdy right now. She asked a question, you know what to say. Like, that's what it felt like they was doing the whole time. Like, bro, she don't know I'm Spidey. No, you better not slip up right now. Like, so
Yo,
yeah,
that's
it had
another
all
thing I
that going
forgot
with
to
it.
say. Yo, Peter had to feel some type of way, bro, because he told her his secret identity. He was
Yep.
like, "Yo,
Yeah, that
you
was
told your
nasty.
wife, like
Yeah, that
you
was wild.
telling
That's what I
everybody that."
said, bro. It remind me of that when you straight 16 with your homeboy. You just like, yo, bro, don't do it. Like, don't. This is me and you thing right now, bro. Like, and ruin all that. That ain't it.
Yo, yeah, that is wild. That is like the more I think about it, that is wild. That is wild. But yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I'm looking for where this goes. All right, so I guess we can, unless you guys wanted to, did you want to keep on the space after stream, or we good? We good for the night?
Nah,
I was, yeah.
you can clip it. I mean, I'm about to be at the house. It's whatever you want to do, man. I mean, I got a few more minutes, or you can let it fly.
Yeah,
Um,
I think we good. I think we
we
good.
good?
I'm about to be at the gym myself. So
All right, bet,
yeah,
bet.
yeah.
Well, once again, I want to say appreciate you guys all for coming through. Thanks for weighing in on this with me. This was definitely a book that was more of kind of like it took a little bit more thought to go into it. Because it wasn't so action packed and it was more focused, like more dialogue heavy. So I appreciate you guys weighing in on this with me, and I appreciate everyone that came through today. We closing out the stream with 146. 146 in the live stream.
Wait,
Let's
wait,
go.
hold on, prop. You hit what you hitting today? The clavicle? Yeah, what you doing?
You said the
You,
clavicle. Nigga, the clavicle don't move. Clavicle ain't got no muscle, dog. What
no,
are you talking about, bro?
I wanted to see what you was in there. I was saying, you doing
Tripping.
some extra crazy shit. I didn't see
Nah,
what you
nah,
that way.
I'm real. I'm
And the clavicle muscle, like that's nasty. Like that.
nah, I'm hitting them. Hitting them traps and them lats and them deltoids today.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool. All right, bro.
Word.
All right. Bet. Yo, are you hearing real quick before I close out? Are you hearing my horns?
Yeah, I hear 'em. Yeah,
Okay. I think my sound is weird, but it's all right. We closing anyway, so it's cool.
yeah. Say
All
that.
right, here we go. Once again, want to give a big appreciation for everyone that tuned in today. Thank you for coming through. Where we at?
She asked if she could see what's in the vault. Told her I could show you my collection if you want. If you got the time, I could show you how it's done. Get you anything you like, baby. We could run it up, baby. We
Run
could
it
run
up,
it
run it
up.
up, run it up, run it up, run it up,
Oh,
run it up.
I could show you my collection if you want. Show you up. Oh, I could show you my collection if you want. If you want.
What's up? Once again, I want to say thank you for everyone that came through today. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope y'all got to relax, and I hope this put y'all on the comics, man. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-host Bug, Prop, RXH in the building. We like to bring you this little show we call The Comic Shop. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to our winner for today, Dr. Token.